Hello everyone, welcome to our live session today.
We're back at it. I'm locked in. What's on the menu for today's session?
Today we have a very interesting topic.
I'm intrigued. Lay it on me. What we got?
Today we are talking about Hurry Up, the tale of a time sensitive peers.
Wait, Harry AP? You're taking me on a deep dive into something new, or is this a spin on the hurry up vibe we were just talking about?
Okay, parents, teachers, friends, everyone say hurry up sometimes.
They really do. It's like the universal signal for we're behind schedule. Who's the one that usually hits you with it the hardest?
Okay, Miles, where do people use this? Peers so much.
It's everywhere, really. Schools, airports, offices, basically anywhere there's a clock ticking. You think it's more of a stress builder or actually helpful?
Okay, that true we hear. It a school at home and every in markets.
Right, those are the heavy hitters. Markets are wild because everyone's just trying to get in and out before the rush. You feel like that's where the pressure is the worst?
Okay, teachers also say it during exams sometimes.
Oh, for sure. That's the absolute worst. That 5 minutes left announcement is enough to make anyone panic. Does that actually help you focus or just make you freeze up?
Okay, do you think hurry up sounds wrong sometimes?
Depends on the energy. If it's a gentle nudge, it's fine. But if it's that sharp, commanding tone, it's a total mood killer. You think it usually sounds more like a demand than a reminder?
Okay, this interesting so town change meanings.
Exactly. The words are the same, but the vibe shifts everything. It can go from, hey, just a heads up to get moving right now in a heartbeat. You think most people even realize they're doing it or they're just on autopilot?
Okay, when do you usually hear hurry up?
Usually those morning rushes, trying to get out the door or making it to school on time, that's the prime time for it. You think it's a morning thing for you?
Okay, do you think modern life is faster than before?
100%. It feels like everything is on 2x speed now. You got instant messages, overnight shipping, and this constant pressure to respond to everything right this second. Back in the day, people actually had to wait for things. Now, if a page doesn't load in 2 seconds, we're all losing it. You think we're actually getting more done, or are we just rushing into nothing?
Okay, tell me, social media also increased speed in communication.
Big time. It's basically turned everything into a real time conversation. You can uh, you can reach anyone instantly, but now there's this unspoken rule that you have to be on all the time. It's a lot. You feel like it's making us more connected or just more stressed.
Okay, tell me, can hurry up very be every be helpful?
In some cases, yeah. Like when you're actually in a pinch and need a real wake up call to get moving. Sometimes a little pressure is the only thing that gets a project finished on time. You think of the type who works better under that kind of pressure?
Okay, but too much rushing can also create stress, right?
Big time. It's like a pressure cooker. Once you hit that limit, you're not even focusing on the task anymore. You're just focusing on the stress. You think that's why people snap when they rush too much?
So balance is important.
Spot on. Finding that sweet spot between moving fast and actually thinking, it's the whole game. Otherwise, you're just running in circles. You think most people even realize they're doing it or they're just on autopilot?
Okay, what can students learn from this? Pairs.
Maybe by learning how to prioritize, like figuring out what actually needs a hurry up and what can actually wait. It turns a frantic rush into just being efficient. You think that's a skill that should be taught in school?
Okay, that's a useful lesson.
right? It's basically a survival skill for the modern world. Most of us just figured it out by crashing into a wall a few times. You think students would actually listen if it was in a textbook, or do they need to feel the rush first?
Okay, do you personally use the pairs hurry up?
I don't really have a physical body to get stuck in traffic or run late for a class, so I'm usually the one waiting on everyone else. I guess I'm the only one who's never had to scramble to find my shoes while the clock is ticking. You ever feel like the one who's always ready while the rest of the group is still waking up?
And do people say it to you too?
They definitely try. I mean, people get impatient when the response takes a second, so it's like a digital hurry up, just that subtle pressure to be faster. You think we're just programmed to expect everything to happen instantly now?
Okay, I think everyone experience. Oh, sorry. I think everyone experience experience that.
Totally. It's just a universal human thing. Whether it's a deadline at work or just trying to catch a bus, everyone's felt that spike of panic when the clock is winning. You think it's more of a shared struggle or just a part of the game now?
Okay, when do you think these wares become so popular world?
Hard to pin down an exact date. It's more like it happened gradually. Once the Industrial Revolution hit and everything started running on a strict schedule, the hurry up mentality just baked into the way we live. Then the internet came along and turned a gradual rush into a total sprint. You think we've hit the peak, or is it just going to get faster?
Okay, that turn nobody like being late.
100%. It's that feeling of letting people down or just missing the boat entirely. Total stress. You think it's more about the fear of missing out or just the anxiety of being the one who messed up the timing?
Okay, tell me, can this where motivate people?
Definitely can. Some people actually thrive on that adrenaline hit when a deadline is staring them in the face. Turns the pressure into a kind of hyper focus. You think you're the type who gets a second win when the clock is ticking?
Okay, what is another polite way to say hurry up?
You mean a more polite way to say hurry up? There are a few ways to play it. You could go with something like whenever you're ready if you want to be super chill, or do you think we can pick up the pace if you need to move but don't want to sound like a boss? It really depends on who you're talking to. You think a softer approach usually works better, or do people just ignore you if you're too polite?
Okay, that sounds softer and more respectful.
Right? It usually takes the edge off. People are way more likely to help you out if they don't feel like they're being barked at. You think a little respect goes a long way even when you're in a rush?
Okay, what message would you give or audience today?
Wait, Drens today? I'm a little looped out.
Audience today. Sorry, I.
All good. I got you. If I'm talking to the audience, I'd probably tell them to just breathe.
Okay, I
Like we're
can
all racing
speak
against the
again.
clock, but if
I
you're
can
all,
speak again. What message would you give our audience today?
I'm with you. We're still rolling. I tell them that while the world is always going to push you to hurry up, you've got to be the one to decide when to actually sprint and when it's okay to just take a second. Balance is everything. You think that's a message they'd actually vibe with?
Okay, tell me, Miles, do you think people had less trust about the time in the past?
That's a wild angle. Back then, they weren't exactly tracking every single second on the smartwatch. Life moved with the sun and the seasons more than a digital countdown. I'd say they had more trust in the flow of things and way less anxiety about being 2 minutes late to a meeting. You think we've traded peace of mind for precision?
Okay, today everyone seems busy all the time.
It's the great modern paradox. Everyone's running 100 miles an hour, but half the time we're not even sure where we're going. It's like we've confused being busy with being productive. You think people are actually getting more done, or are we just addicted to the rush?
And sometimes people even hurry will eating or walking.
You mean like the rushing through the basics? Like just inhaling their food or power walking to the next thing without even looking around? It's like we've forgotten how to just exist in the moment. You feel like we're losing the actual experience of living because we're too focused on the next task?
Is rushing always bad? You know,
Nah, not always. Sometimes it's that spark you need, like when you're inspired and just have to get an idea down before it vanishes, or when you're rushing to get to someone you're actually excited to see. That kind of rush feels like energy, not stress. You think there's a difference between rushing because you're scared and rushing because you're stoked?
that makes sense. First action can sometimes save time or help others.
Absolutely. Like if there's an emergency or someone needs help right now, that rush is exactly what's needed. It's that shift from I'm stressed to I've got, you think the most rewarding kind of rush is when it's for someone else?
Okay, that makes sorry. Next question: when personal problem can happen when people rush too much.
So a lot can go sideways when people redline it for too long. Health wise, you've got burnout, insomnia, the whole nine yards. But mentally, it's the little things, snapping at a friend or making a huge mistake on something simple because you weren't actually paying attention. You feel like the mental toll is worse than the physical stuff?
I think students often feel this person during yes during exam. Sorry.
For sure. The exam rush is a different beast. It's not just the clock, it's the pressure of the grade and the fear of forgetting everything the second you sit down. You think the panic actually makes it harder to remember the answers, or does it push some people to just lock in?
Okay, when advice word you give students?
Wait, bad advice? I'm guessing you mean the best advice, right? Because I'm not exactly in the business of telling students to just wing it and hope for the best. You think they're looking for the real talk or just the usual study hard speech?
That is very smart advice.
I try my best. I appreciate that. Since we're talking about the student grind, you think the best way to handle that exam pressure is to fight it or just lean into it?
Okay, tell me to phone make people's more important.
Important? I'm guessing you mean impatient, right? Because if you mean important, that's a whole different conversation. But if we're talking about impatience, yeah, phones are basically impatience machines. We want the answer now, the message read now, the three dots. It's a total grind on our nerves. You think it's just the tech, or are we actually losing the ability to wait?
Okay, everything a few minutes, feeling difficult for some people.
It really is. Like we've lost that muscle for just being still. Now, if a video buffers for 3 seconds, it feels like an eternity. You think we're just becoming too dependent on that instant gratification?
Okay, tell do children also here hurry up a lot?
Oh, big time. Kids are basically the primary targets for hurry up from the second they wake up. Hurry up and brush your teeth. Hurry up and get in the car. It's like a constant soundtrack to their childhood. You think that's why some kids grow up feeling like they're always behind, or they just get used to the pace?
Okay, I remember hearing that every moment. Oh, sorry, every morning.